Let us move on to the first problem of LCM, and this might appear like a slightly complicated problem, but actually it is very simple. So what we have been told is that, let us see that the person A has been given a number of pens. Then this A is actually equal to twice the number of pens received by B, which is 2B, which is actually equal to 3C, which is actually equal to 4D, which is equal to 5E, okay, and this is equal to 6F. This is what we have been told from the first few lines of the question. Now note that the number of pens cannot be fraction, which means that my B, C, D, E and F, these have to be natural numbers. This essentially means that my A should be a multiple of all of these 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Only if A is a multiple of all of these numbers would the B, C, D, E and F would actually be natural numbers. So A has to be a multiple of these numbers, and A also has to be the minimum number, the minimum multiple. Now what is the minimum multiple? As soon as we see the term minimum, we should understand that minimum is same as lowest, and therefore the problem is related to LCM. Okay, so the first thing we do is to find the LCM of these three numbers 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and of course the LCM of these numbers can be found out simply by our method. Okay, and then 3 is again common, so we'll just divide by 3. 1, 1, 2, 5, 1. So 5 2s are 10, 3 2s are 6. So the LCM comes out to be 60. Now if I assign that the number of pens given to A is 60, then I am guaranteed that B, C, D, E and F would actually be natural numbers, because 60 is divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 100%. Okay. What is the problem with this number 60? Our condition is not simply that these numbers should be even, these numbers should be natural numbers. The condition is that each of them should be an even number. So if I assign the number of pens given to A as 60, then this 4D, the number of pens which are given to D, actually becomes an odd number, and therefore I encounter a problem. I am not satisfied the all the things which are given in the question. So the number of pens in A given to A cannot be 60, it has to be a multiple of 60. So let us now choose the multiple of 60 which has one more 2 in it, which means that I multiply this 60 by 2 and I get 120. So if I assign the number of pens given to A as 120, then let us see what happens to D. Then in that case my D becomes 30, okay, which is an even number. Similarly, I can calculate other things also, right? I can calculate from this equation by assigning 120 to A. I can say that 120 is equal to 2B, therefore B is equal to 60. Similarly, I can compute C as 40, D I have already computed, E becomes 24 and F becomes 20. Now what I have been required? I am required to find out the sum of all these pens. So the sum can be found out by adding 120 with 30, 60, 40, 24 and 20, and you can calculate this yourself. The answer would come out to be 924. Okay, so this question, although it looked very tricky, it is actually very simple, with involving no difficult computations. And